Hey everybody, how you guys doing today? Melissa, Ozzy, how's it going? So I'll be honest with you, I'm gonna be kind of glancing over here and doing it at the same time because right now we're up 24-20. So I'll be keeping an eye on that. But so I wanted to get on here today and let's talk about these Neanderthal. Let me get over here to my pictures. Actually, I need to put this up. By the way, I just started a Patreon page. That's the information right there. If anybody's interested, let me get over here. I want to start out too, also thanking everybody who's joined my YouTube pages since the last time I went live. I appreciate everybody. I love it to death. That's awesome. So to start out here, we look at Neanderthal as something like this right here. If it'll pop up, there she goes. When we think Neanderthal, we're thinking that guy right there, which is the common theory. I mean, there is stories out there of Siri. I didn't get that. I didn't say you. Daggone you. I said theory. But yeah, they're average about 4 to 5 foot tall, stocky, very, very strong, very, very built. A lot of stuff has came out here recently suggesting that they were actually very, very intelligent. There was a lot more intelligence to them than what we had originally thought, which I don't subscribe to the Darwin ordeal. That's just not. He had a good idea, but just it wasn't really how's a polite way of putting this? Wasn't very well thought out. Because in Darwin theory, if you ain't like us, you're not intelligent, and that's just not right. I mean, here's a female Neanderthal. What they projected them to look like. I mean, you can see common. Oh, I thought something big just happened. I thought they were actually very intelligent, very smart. David, how's it going, buddy? So it can't really. If you go off of Darwin's theory, then they would say that these guys were dumb. But that's not really the case, man. I mean, they had tools. They had fire. They were the first ones to do a cave drawing. Top of my head. They were the first of them. So I mean, if they were stupid, then how is that possible? It just can't. We have to rethink things. And man, a lot's going on right now. So I really can't go to that theory there. Hey, Rhonda, how's it going? Now there is a lot of stuff. The Dotavu I can't remember how you say that name, was another type that was the closer to Neanderthal than we were. There's a lot of showing that they bred together, but towards the end of their span, it was humans are pretty much bred them out. But there's stories. I found one from about 4 years ago in Finland of people saying they ran into two Neanderthals. So if you actually listen to the Native American stories when they talk about the wild people, a lot of them is Neanderthal sounding. Um, they were carnivores and they would hunt like the creek and I can't remember the other names off the top of my head. They hunted them and ate them. They would keep the women as slaves. I mean, there are several stories throughout of a lot of First Nations people of them going to war with these type of people. And so, I mean, them saying, I think the oldest one or the recent death that I know that I can remember finding reported was 30,000 years ago for Neanderthal. It ain't really accurate. It's not. And this is where I'm big into science. Don't get me wrong. Science can prove a lot of stuff, but science can also blind you to the truth. If you depend on too much of science, then you're never going to get to the truth. You have to have both truth and science mixed together to know the actual history of what's going on. And that's the problem with mainstream, science pretty much period anymore, is they all rely too much on Darwin and stuff like that, and don't want to open up their eyes. Look at all the fish we were grew up being told that was extinct. That hey, they're not actually extinct. Told dinosaurs are extinct. If that's the case, how is crocodiles, alligators, sharks, whales, giraffes, elephants, horses? I mean, the list goes on. Still here. Then they were alive during that time. The Congo River monster is was it a plesiosaurus? I think is what it was called. So the theory that they could still exist is possible. I mean, there is not very much proof of it. But one thing I kind of wonder half the time, and I haven't found a really good picture. This is the best one that I could find. Is what if what we're mistaking Bigfoot sightings is actually Neanderthal sightings? There is so many reports out there of Neanderthal or a Bigfoot that look very, very human-like. Could it be human Bigfoot cross? Yeah, it could be a hybrid of that style. Da brother, what's happening? Um, I mean, it very well could be, or is what a subspecies of Bigfoot, basically, or a branch of them, could that actually be Neanderthal and we're calling it Bigfoot because that's what we know? Possibilities are out there. I mean, they really are. It's hard to say. I mean, and what I find interesting is here's a map of all the known Neanderthal areas. Okay. What's funny is um, we know that they were into Europe and part of the Asian area. Predominant people with Neanderthal DNA is actually in Asia. They were on the edge of that, but that's where most of your DNA found in humans is over in Asia. So could they have migrated after everything that happened with our ancestors coming over doing what they're doing? Possible. I mean, it's very well possible. Um, I just don't know. What do you guys think on all this? Have you guys? What kind of stuff do you guys all know about? There you go. Yeah, DA, that's right. I mean, they said it was in Asians. Asians has the highest DNA count of Neanderthal DNA, which is something that like I was saying before. If we were different species, we should not be able to mate and make offspring. That's just not. Uh, it's just not possible. You would have to be genetically uh, similar to be able to to be able to make offsprings. If our genetics ain't the same, we can't do it, and that's why I posed that question on William's show the other day. If we are so different than Bigfoot, then how is it that Bigfoot steals the women and can mate with them and have offspring? We have to be genetically similar in order for that to happen. You can't get a dog go out there and mate with a cat and get a dog at or a cat dog, or I mean whatever you want to call it. I mean you can't do it. You can't. They can't. A horse can't do a cow. A fish can't do a giraffe. It just their genetics is not that way, y'all. I mean, and that's what you got to think about. And this is what people in this field need to start thinking too. Is like, okay, hold on, we got to rethink things. Yes, a common theory on Bigfoot is yes, it's a great ape. They also say the same thing about Neanderthal. They're starting to say that now. Thank you, Casey. Nice to see you in here. They're starting to see that now, or say that now. And I've seen several of these scientists when I was watching videos the other day talking about how Neanderthal might be a species of a missing great ape. That don't make sense. But, and I could be wrong. Jason, how's it going? You're right. Laggers and mules. I mean, they can mate. They're genetically close enough to mate, Jason, but they cannot produce offspring. But I mean, there's cases where several cases of where you can find stories of Neanderthal women that have been captured that had offspring, or not captured, that mated with a human species, and their offspring was able to have more offspring. So, yes, it's similar to that, but we're so genetically close to them that it's different than the liger and a mule. It's just a little different there. And but I mean that's a good point, Jason. I mean a very good point. I mean I didn't even think about bringing that up. That kudos to you, bud. I appreciate that. Trying to change my banners here, you guys. I'm still learning this system. So I mean, could we be seeing what we think of? I mean, take for instance. I mean, DA's talked about this before. William and I have talked about this. You got and several other people in this field has talked about this. When you got a hunter that goes out in the woods and he looks down his crosshairs or down his iron sights, got something he's never recognized, and he cannot pull the trigger, and he doesn't go back in the woods after what he dealt with. I mean, it caused enough trauma to keep him out of there. Amongst being scared of, I'm just talking about on this aspect of it. Why do you think that's possible? I mean, not to how do I put this? It takes a special kind of mindset to pull a trigger on another human being. We are so ingrained not to do that. It takes a lot of what happened? Yes. They have been so we're so ingrained to not do that it takes like military training, it takes law enforcement training to break us out of that mindset. And people that haven't been through that or have not got the mental strength to do it see something like that, they don't ever want to go back out there again. There's been cases of that. I was watching one thing that kind of disturbs me though is one video I was watching on these scientists. I think it was in France. Can't remember off the top of my head. I don't have all my notes in front of me, unfortunately. The ones I have ain't got everything on it. I don't have my other paper. But they are talking about cloning Neanderthal. They have enough. They found a yes, DA. Yeah, buddy. You're absolutely right. I've seen some of the strongest, biggest, built like a brick shit house men curl up and ball under that kind of conditions, and one of the scrawniest, puniest guys in the world stand up and be a rock star. I mean, you're absolutely right. But they found enough DNA or genome DNA from a female fossil of a Neanderthal. They can actually clone this Neanderthal now. And there's talks about doing it. They just made a movie called William that talks about that very same thing. I was watching kind of clips on it earlier because I never heard of it before. So I kind of watched it and was, like, what is going on here? They were talking about the very same thing that these scientists were talking about. So I pose a question to you guys. We have the ability to do that. We know they're cloning woolly mammoth and saber-toothed tiger and releasing them back in the Siberian wilderness. They come out and said that. Do you think it's right for them to do that with this Neanderthal as well? I'm really curious what you guys think on that. Do you really think it's something we should be? We're playing God way too much as it is. Are we playing God way too much to do that? I mean, I'm into the theory that they're human. They're a type of human species. I mean, and I don't like the animal cloning. I mean, you can go now and your favorite pet, and I can't remember. I think the last time I heard it was like $15,000, $27,000. Have your favorite pet cloned so that you don't miss them. I mean, I've got some. I got animals I've loved my whole life, man. When it was their time, it was their time. I really don't want to see them come back. There you go, David. I would not think for a second we or other countries have not done so already, or at least tried to. I mean, yeah. I mean, if we're just now hearing about it on the interweb, how many years late are we getting to the ball game when it comes to that? Yeah, I mean, you're right. They are near human, DA. You're absolutely right. See, and there you go. Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of where I'm at is what with that. We've we known years past when they started cloning Dolly to sheep, and now they're doing this. Uh, Cloning gets into the deep discussion of the soul, right? And there's a lot of uh, theories. I guess we'll put it that way. A lot of theories out there that a clone don't have a soul. You hear a lot of people that's into that cloning stuff, and they're going to say that. They look the same as their predecessor, but they don't have a soul and they're not the same. Okay, good. It was against Buffalo. I'm hoping we win, baby. We're up 27-24. We got to kick this fourth quarter out. But man, I'm not big on it. I'm really not big on it. Although I think Neanderthal is a much closer to what Danny Verdini said in the book, them and us, instead of what we have been taught. You're absolutely correct. And this is a thing. This is why I love this. What do we want to call this, DA? This. How do I want to put it? I mean, it's cryptozoology, yes, but it's more of this higher level of thinking, I guess, is a good way to put it. Because my whole life, I've sat there and read what they've told me. And I was like, that just don't sound right, dude. And then I start doing my research and I start seeing, hey, there's more to this box than what you're seeing on just the outside. You need to look on the inside of this box too. There's a lot more to it. It's like a multi-layered cake, baby. There's more than what's on the outside. Open that baby up, look inside, look at them layers. There's different flavors. There's different everything. And that's how I see this study. This is how I see this field. This is how I see this all these theories. And that's why I love them. Some of them I go, yeah. If we were all meant to act the same, think the same, and be the same, it'd be a pretty dang boring world, man. Oops, I hit the wrong. I'll get back to yours here just in a second, DA. Sorry. Yeah, 1997. Yeah. No, and the thing is, too, David, is when we found out about Dolly, that was extremely old news. That was really old news. They've been doing that crap for a long time. Looking for answers beyond what they've admitted was happening, the more you dig, the deeper you're at. You're absolutely right, DA. I mean, you're absolutely right, 100%, buddy. And that's the thing, we and that's why I tell people all the time, get out and do your own research. Get out there and get boots on ground, do your own research. You know, do we have a problem in this field of people going, this, and I don't care what you think? Yes, there's that problem. It's like that in any other field, in any other type of whatever it is in this human nature. It is. This field is very, very controversial because when you start going up against Darwin, you start going up against scientists, you start going to get up against these other people, you're hitting a bigger, harder wall than ever before. So that's why I love to get everybody's input. I want to hear it. Even if I don't agree with it, I still want to hear it. Because just because I don't agree with it doesn't mean later on I won't find out it was true or there's truth to it. It's possible. Is there some things out there I go, man, I've seen with my own eyes, so I know for a fact that ain't right? Yeah, that's going to be. Everybody's welcome to their. And my theory, my opinion, however you want to put it, is we are so genetically close that, I mean, it's obvious we bred them out. If we did not breed out Neanderthal, a lot of the population in this world would not have. Pretty much everybody's got Neanderthal DNA in their body. For the most part, every single person does. Higher concentrations in Europe, extremely higher in the Asians. Well, yeah, I mean, and it's hard to do that, David. It's hard to do that. Yeah, they spend time on TikTok. You're absolutely right, buddy. It's okay. I got you covered, David. I got you covered. They spend too much time on TikTok. I didn't get on it today. I didn't do a live on it today. I didn't have time to get some writing done. I was trying to get some chores done before I go back to work. And the fact that they got us out pre-treating today, I've been keeping the phone very close by in case I get called in. I think Neanderthal and the others like them are responsible for the can't give you other theory. They used to hunt. You're absolutely right. And that is one thing I was going to talk about, DA. So, I mean, you brought that up. That's perfect, buddy. Because there's a lot of suggestion that our fear of humanoid type creatures hunting us stems from the theory Neanderthal used to hunt our ancestors. And the fact that you listen to the stories of the Crete and the Shayu, I think I said that right. A lot of it up in the Canadian area of these type of people hunting and killing them and eating them. I mean, they were talking about how they set up pole traps and they set up holes in the ground with poles in them. They actively hunt and killed us. It sounds a lot like the red-haired giants. In fact, if you actually hear some stories of Neanderthal, they talk about Neanderthal having red hair. And that was one of the things that I'd read here. I never knew that, honestly. I actually learned that today. I've always thought they were like what I showed you earlier, like these guys here. Let me pull that one back up. I mean, to me, when I think Neanderthal, that's what I was thinking was that right there. I never imagined them having red hair, but they're saying that part of the genes that come out, people with red hair has got a higher concentration of Neanderthal DNA. Is it possible? Yeah. I mean, I can't dispute it. I'm no scientist, man. I'm no biologist. I don't know how to do that biology stuff very well. I know concept of biology, but as far as doing the scientific work of biology, yeah, I'm not that good. Let me change my banner up here real quick. Well, I can get it to do it. Do what I want you to, baby. There you go. Okay, it's doing it now. So I hope you guys can hear me better now. I've got a new mic and a new webcam. That one webcam I had never would stay in focus. It kind of sucked, and the mic didn't sound good. So I'm still working on this one. I think I'm going to have to get a boom though, from what I understand. So I'm trying to keep it semi close to me. So, I mean, now I'm using one of these little dudes right here. So I'm hoping everything give you guys a better quality. But it's funny because I've always grew up uh, thinking about when we get that fear of a humanoid hunting us, it was because of Wendigo, because of Bigfoot, because of ghouls or Jotnars or other giants. That's what I never really pictured Neanderthal as being probably the source or one of the sources for that. Um, what I find interesting over in Finland, about 4 years ago, I think it was 4 or 5 years ago, when that family had an encounter and they called them straight up, called them Neanderthal. So, I mean, it's possible they may still exist. There's several stories way up in mountains and uninhabited areas of people or humanoid type people that fit the Neanderthal description surviving up there. Trolls, yes, yeah, trolls, ogres. I mean, that's why it's, I mean, even Jotnars, like I was talking about. You know, your frost giants, your rock giants, you know, all them guys. Um, and you're absolutely correct, right, buddy. You are. Huh. You guys, can anybody else see me moving, or is it just David that can't see me moving? Can the rest of you guys see my, my video going? Go figure with this weather coming in. I was kind of wondering about that. Let me make sure it didn't jump internet. No, it didn't jump internet sources. The other one I don't want. I'm sorry, guys. We'll rock with it best we can. With this weather that's been coming in, my internet's not been doing the greatest. So I apologize if it's freezing up on you guys. At least you can still hear me. Um, so, I mean, that is, you know, finding stuff like that and finding very recent stories of Neanderthal. Um, I mean, that brings that right back up. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you guys think it's possible that they still could exist? Have you guys heard any stories about them still existing? I'm always interested in that stuff too. Let me get down here. I think I forgot to make. No, I made it. Pop that one up real quick. Uh, I mean, I don't know. I've always had a theory. One of my theories was, are we mistaking Bigfoot as Neanderthal? But the more I look into it, I'm wondering if it ain't a different species. Ah, dang it, they got a first down. Yeah, I said it's getting hard. So I mean, I don't know, man. I'm really interested. I would love to see more stuff. Da, was it Frank up there in Alaska? If I remember right, he's got some amazing pictures of Bigfoot that look like humans. I believe that there is several types of Bigfoot in North America. I think Neanderthals. Yeah, I mean, so there you go. Yeah, Fred, thank you, Fred. Yeah, that man there. Oh my God, you ever guys can ever find him on YouTube? Let me put that name up there. Um, he has got not only an incredible story, but stuff he's seen or his ancestors have handed down to him. Oh my gosh, man, it's unbelievable. Thank you, Da. Thank you for that. I'm gonna pop that up there, buddy. Right there's his YouTube channel. Y'all go find him, subscribe to that. Very, very knowledgeable man, and his story. Oh my gosh, dude, it tug at your heartstrings with what happened to him. Hell, I felt it hearing him tell it. I mean, it's oh my god. But I mean, he's got stories of drawings of that, and I can't remember. I think it was his family that handed it to him, or he knew somebody that gave it to him. Anyways, he's got pictures of Bigfoot that look very, very Neanderthal looking, and you know that could be the Bigfoot and human crossbreed. It very well could be, or is it a Neanderthal? That's what I want to find. The more I do research on this, the more I'm starting going, man, I got to do some more because there's a lot more stuff here than I realized. I came in this thinking I knew something, and I kind of find out I didn't know near as much as I want to. I want to put his channel back up here because I do highly, and I'm going to put your stuff up here in a minute too, DA. Because any of you don't know DA Roberts, phenomenal author, very good researcher. Follow him on DA Index Machina. I mean, this man is a fountain of knowledge. And far as a writer, he's my inspiration. I mean, he is, my God. DA has such a gift when it comes to writing and storytelling. So, I mean, I'm going to put your stuff up there too, DA. But follow this, look this up, and you'll see what I mean. If I remember correctly, because I've looked at his channel a few times. If I remember right, he shows them pictures on there. But I'll admit it's been a little while. Ooh. Oh man, it's not a high praise coming from me, brother. You're about 50 steps above where I'm at. I'm trying to get to your level, but you're welcome, my brother. You're welcome. Yeah. So I mean, you'll know what I'm talking about then, David. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, buddy. He he is just man, just wow, just wow. That's all I got to say. Is just wow. But and so whenever I first saw them pictures, and it was on DA show that I saw them, it was the first time I ever saw them pictures, and I've seen some since then. Um, thank you, brother. I'm doing it one run at a time, buddy. But when I first saw them pictures that Fred was showing, I went. My first instinct wasn't, "Hey, that's a human Bigfoot crossbred." My first instinct went straight to Neanderthal. Now, could what we picture Neanderthal being nowadays not what they actually look like? Possibly. I've seen several renditions where they looked more human than what they did in these. Give me a second. Here, let me get back to my pictures. They're more human looking than what they're trying to say these are. You know, so these are just what they're saying. Hey, this is what they look like. Even with the skull reconstruction, a lot of them scroll reconstructions they do. Um, yeah, yeah, Da. That's what got me thinking. That's what got me thinking was them pictures right there. And God dang, Buffalo's marching down. Um, and that's what makes me wonder is there more to this than what we think? You know, he's just pay on. I'll do. Yeah, I need. I was talking to him a couple weeks ago. I need to get. I'm trying to get up to New Mexico because I want to do some giant hunting up there, look for giant artifacts or giant remains or even life of them still being there. Another guy right here, Jesus Payon. If you guys can find him too, that man has got artifacts like you would not believe when it comes to giants. I'm going to be doing another giant show. I don't know when yet. I'm still trying to gather some stuff up. You're interested in giant stuff, Jesus Payon right there. That man has, gosh, a treasure trove of stuff he's found over there. I mean, he just very, very good man. Another good person you guys should follow on YouTube. If you ever get a chance, very, very good. I'm gonna put William's stuff up here to do. I know William was going to try to come on tonight. Uh, he may not. His internet may still be messing up, but so I mean, it makes you wonder on that stuff. So that's where I was kind of getting at on this show here is I kind of wanted to talk about that. It's like, look, there's more to this than what we realize. You know, there's theories, so many theories out there, and I'm caught on several different theories because I'm like, man, this theory does sound good, but so does this one, so does this one. So then even me, myself, and I've got to do more research in this because I'm, like I said just a few minutes ago, I'm learning more than what I ever knew before. I grew up thinking they were some slow, dumb creature, and they're not. Oh my gosh! If you actually look at the stuff they did, when I stopped and actually went, man, I've known they have been for a long time. Because if they were, how could they build these tools? How could they do this? How could they do that? They can't be. They really can't be. And the fact that they hunted humans and ate them is another theory. Wow, that's just another one on the chalkboard going, huh? That's where our primal fear comes from. You know, it's. I've always knew about these things. Oop, gotta get my finger right. I always knew about them things hunting us. In our primal days, and dinosaurs and a bunch of other stuff. And I just never chalked up Neanderthal to being one of them. But it makes a lot of sense. Far as them eating their own kind, I know that's been a theory for a long time. That's why it's hard to find very good remains because they're usually broken up or destroyed because when one died, they would eat them. You know, so that always made sense to me. But they have actually found remain. I know for a long time they were saying that they died out around what was it, 100 to 150,000 years ago, and they just found remains not too long ago that's only 30,000 years old. So they survived a lot longer than what they initially said that they did. And that's why I get on here to do the show. That's why I like when other people do stuff about subjects like this because we got to get away from the mainstream science way of thinking. And we need to get back into thinking the correct way. What the heck are you doing, cat? This is my room, right? You ain't got to knock my stuff over. Ornery butt. Sorry, guys. My one of the cats is going haywire, is knocking stuff over again. Typical cat stuff. You're in my way. For two. But 2 minutes left. Buffalo's got the ball. Man, it's gonna be a hell of a good game. So I'm still going to do some more research. I still want because there's got to be more than what I found. Um, Surprisingly enough, even with sightings on YouTube, looking on YouTube for sightings, there's not a whole lot on there. And that, yeah, I mean, David, you're absolutely correct, and that's one thing I subscribed to for a very long time. Was that right there? The fact that what we were learned in school and that the scientists like to tell you is like they just died out because we starved them out. I never believed that because even as a kid and not knowing anything about biology, not knowing anything about genetics, I can see some people going, "Man, you look like a Neanderthal. Look at that. Look at that brow. Look at that shape of your head, the shape of your body. You look like a dang Neanderthal." And for a long time, I never could accept the fact that um, we killed them out with starvation. You know, our tools was better than theirs. Yes. Did they primarily hunt by running down their prey and stabbing them with a knife or breaking their neck? Yeah. The daggone things used to wrestle freaking woolly rhinos. I mean, you get one of them bad boys on one of these games right now, you'd have the best NFL team in the world. This was one of them. I mean, the dudes were massively strong. They were very fast sprinters. Yes, they were. Da is absolutely right. I mean, in a lot of stories you hear from the Creek and a lot of the other First Nations up around the Canada area, they all talk about you seeing them use blinds, and they would be lucky if they got away from them because they couldn't even outrun them. They were faster than them guys, and you know how fast natives were. I mean, they were your First Nation people were fast, dude, and they're talking about these things here could run them down like there were nothing. But they were always talking about, hey, they had traps, they had blinds, they had all this other stuff. Yeah, and that's what that's like I was saying, David. I mean, I grew up thinking that there's no way we had to have bred them out or they became us because of that stuff right there. And it's it just to me, I think I think more logically than I do. I'm not a book learner. I struggle learning from books. I'm dyslexic. I've told told that in my shows before and in my recordings. I don't do good at reading, and I don't do good at writing. It's something that I struggle with daily. So trying to learn from a book is not. I've always learned with my eyes, with my hands, with my feet. I've always learned. I'm a hands-on learner. So I think more logically than a book smart person does because I have to use my brain differently than they do because I can't interpret things like they can. I have to physically interpret something. I can't just read it and interpret it. So whenever I see stuff like that, I'm just like, that don't make sense, bub. I mean, there's something wrong with your noodle if this is what you're trying to say. Now, is my logic correct all the time? No. Even I go off deep end and get Connie Wampus into something that I shouldn't have gotten into that I thought was correct, and later on I got to eat crow. Go, I was not correct. That happens. It's that's just human nature, and that's what's great about these shows like what I do and like what Da does and like what William does and Jesus and Fred, like we all do, is we do this stuff because we love this stuff. This is this is the stuff that fascinates us, and that's why you guys are on here because it fascinates you. Yeah, yeah, you, David. Yes, buddy. Yes, and that's kind of way I thought when I started doing more and more research. I started seeing more smarts in them when I was reading. No, I'm sorry. I think it might have been a YouTube video I saw when they were doing something about Neanderthal, and it got me thinking, it's like this make they're a little bit smarter than what they should be. And then the more research I've been doing here lately, and especially getting ready for the show, going, dude, they were a heck of a lot smarter. They got a cave in France that is 152,000 years old that was covered up by soil from the floods from the river that has some of the oldest Neanderthal finger carvings anywhere in the world. Predates any type of Homo sapien um, encounter. They are pre Homo sapien encounter, basically. And they're going, we're wrong because they done these designs. They was able to do this. Everything has a purpose and a meaning to it. We do not know what it is. But when I was watching that, I was like, I knew it. I freaking knew it. I've told people for years that, but I freaking knew it. So when you see something that backs up what you think, man, it's like, I got my cake and I baked it and ate it at the same time. It's a great feeling because I've been telling people that for a while. I was like, man, I think Neanderthal is a little smarter than what we give them out or make them out to be. That's it. That's it, Da. Absolutely, buddy. I remember France. I can't speak French, so me trying to translate, trying to remember what they, dude. I'm just a hillbilly from Missouri. I know. I remember. I remember some Japanese. I remember Konnichiwa, Ohio, um, arigato, domi arigato, pai pai, which I cannot translate pai pai on the internet. Um, that is one of them, but this one in France, David. They're saying is even older than that. This one in France, they're saying is 152,000 years. It's been covered up, and they just found it, and it has got the oldest Neanderthal markings found in history right now. Yeah, yeah, Da, and that's what I'm saying because what we're seeing here is like, oh, this looks like they went and done this, but when you look at them and you carefully study them, it's like there's a pattern to these things. Yeah, your idea. Yeah. You got that from Google. But it's when I was watching that, I really studied that one because I'm going, that's freaking cool, dude. That just amps what I've thought for a long time. Just and takes it from here to here. Just watching that video, it's okay. Hey, I can teach you a few hillbilly words, David. You know, yonder. That's over there plus more. Y'all. That's you plus two more. Uh, oh shit! Did we win? Damn! Yeah, we won, baby. We won. Woo! Going to the division champ. Going to the AFC. We're divisional champs. Sorry, I got to do my toot. We won. Anyways, get back to the show. Sorry, guys. Oh man, woo! That makes me happy. This game here was a good one. Um, but that's, I mean, when I don't know if you guys get a chance, I'll try to. I'll look that up on YouTube, and if I can figure out how to post it for you guys to get it. Yeah. Hey, this is no joke, y'all. This is straight honest. This is giggity or Eric in his finest right here. Our directions when we told somebody, I live out in the boonies. I mean, I live in the sticks. Okay. DA knows the area I live in. I live out in the sticks. Our direction was don't take this street and take this street, was take this road till you see this church. When you see this church, you turn here. Right when you see this big tree with this limb cut off, you turn right here. You follow that down till you see that cow stump in the middle of the field. You'll know it because you can see because the cow rubs on it all the time. You turn there at that cow stump, you go all the way this way till you see, and I don't know if y'all remember this. Some of y'all should remember this when you used to get the laundry soap in the bucket. When you see the laundry soap bucket sitting on the corner post, you're there. That was our logic. And we could sit there and tell somebody else that, and we all knew what we was talking about. You know, you want to. Hey, you need to go cut some wood? Y'all want to? Yeah, there you go. That's true. But am I lying? Am I lying, DA? You're from this area, man. Am I lying, buddy? That's literally how we yeah, smoke signals, David, smoke signals. That's how it was. Man, you should have seen me the first time I tried to do land nav in boot camp. Oh my God, man, I was about as lost as a goose in a hailstorm when I tried. Why? Why am I trying to learn this right here? All I need to go is right here. I can see where I need to go. Why do I got to do all this? We didn't do that. Hey, there's a creek. 9 times out of 10, that creek is going to go south. So if I need to go north, I'm going to follow that creek north. You know, hey, look at that moss on the tree. Moss grows heavier on the north side. I know which way is north. There's the sun. There's the stars. You know. Yeah, there you go. There you go, DA. You're absolutely right, buddy. And so, the first time I tried to do land nav in Marine Corps boot camp, oh my God, man, it was a learning experience. And I still can't do land nav as good as they wanted me to because I'm still so hillbilly grained, I guess is a good way to put it, that I can look at something and know where I want to go. You know, my woods, I've lived in my woods for 30 years, 31 years. Going on, wow, I'm fixing to go on 32 years here not too long. Holy cow, in a couple months, it'd be 32 years I've lived out here. Uh, I still got, yep, I still got mine. It's on my, it's in my bug out bag. Yeah. Yeah, I still got a military style Landsat compass. I love that thing, but when I'm trying to read a map and you want me to plot a number here, here, and here, I can't do it. You talk about paces. I mean, my pace is a whole lot different than what the military tries to teach you. But uh, yeah, man, that's 32 years I've lived out here. I can walk around my woods at night and find my way home, know where something is at, and not get lost. And I've been to areas and I've been to jungles. I've been to deserts. I've been to uh, forest. I've been to bamboo forest all over this world. And if I can look up and the concept of the moss is the same, I can find where I'm going. Oh, Ranger beads. Holy crap, dude. I forgot about them. I forgot all about Ranger beads. I need to get me some of those. Wow. Yeah, I forgot about it. You remember Ranger pudding? You need a good pick me up. MREs used to have what's called cocoa base powder. Take that cocoa base powder, take that ground up instant coffee they give you, and you take that little package of sugar in there, if you had it, and you mix that into a pudding form. It's called Ranger pudding. You talk about a swift kick in the butt to get you going. Ranger pudding is that. Yeah, I mean, that is straight up amazing. Next to chewing pure sugar cane, which you do not swallow juices from a pure sugar cane. If you swallow juices from a sugar cane, you will get sick. But you chew on it, oh my God. Your energy drink is like water compared to Ranger pudding or straight up sugar cane. I've done both of them. I think that's probably the reason why coffee don't work on me as good as it used to, and energy drinks don't either. Although I used to double fist Rippets in Iraq all the time. I got hooked on energy drinks in Iraq from Rippets. Man, I tell you, I'm under something. I tell you what was going to do. I'm going to do stuff like that. Man, I told you what's going to do. Shit, I'm going to go on. Bam, bam. Oh God, man, fun times, fun times. God, Ranger bees. I haven't thought about them in forever. And you got to keep your sight black or a can of sight black in your pack too. You never know when sight black would come in handy. No kidding, David. Huh. Wow, a P-38. I've only seen them on a Facebook for here lately. Actually, holding one. I haven't held one in a long ass time. Wow, P-38. Y'all don't know what a P-38 is? That was a can opener for sea rations. Dude, I never noticed that. I've always used a pot. I always kept a. That's yep. I still got it up here. That was always mine. This was a machine gunner's best friend. In the Marine Corps, I was an 0331 machine gunner. I shot a 240 Golf, shot the 50 cal in the Mark 19 too. My primary was a 240 Golf. That is a machine gunner's best friend. It's got everything you want on that little bad boy right there. And to be honest with you, that's a farmer's best friend too. You know, out on the farm, even that is a handy tool right there. This sets up here quite often because I'm usually picking it up, tinkering on something on my desk. I ain't gonna lie to you, that's why it's sitting there. But you got IDA. I mean, they're just a. If you guys, okay, so off topic just for a second. Even though I've already blown that out of the water. If you guys are looking for something to put out in your trail pack or your bug out bag or your just everyday use keep around, a multi tool is a very, very very good investment to invest in. These things are worth their weight in gold. This is, I mean, I have, uh, yeah, yeah. I mean, this, I'm serious. If I keep a bug out bag, which my bug out bag is a two bag purpose. It's my trail pack and it's my bug out bag. Yeah, this thing here, there's so much. I mean, they've got for you ladies out there. So let me get my sales pitch on here. Let's see if I can still do this. For all you ladies out there who want to do your nails while you're sitting in the tree line, voila! My tiny tool has a file. Not only can you file metal, you can file nails. Very good and handy in a woody situation. Or if you find yourself in a situation of just needing to do something. For all you handyman out there, you have a two-in-one. You have a standard screwdriver with a can opener. You cannot go wrong when you're sitting in the woods and you go, "Hey, Billy Bow, I need me a can of beans, but I forgot my bean opener." Right there, baby. Can opener. Let's see. What else do I got here? You need a fingernail cleaner slash a little screwdriver. Right there. And it's got a wrench on it too. Ooh, that thing is not there. Lucky there, folks. I gotta quit playing. I'm gonna have too much fun doing this. This is way off the deal. But in all honesty, these things are they have got so much stuff on there. Uh, they're well worth it. Very, very well worth it. And you have your other can opener too. It's on there. I mean, you got so much stuff on there. Carry this with you when you're going to the woods or you need to get away. I don't know if I know that on there, DA, but I'll take your word for it, buddy. Oh, dang, is it still frozen? I'm sorry, David. I'm sorry, buddy. I might have to do a funny video doing that. I may have to. Look up. I'm looking. Look. Try this again. Is that working better, guys? Huh. Why is this not working? I am froze up in my deal. Hey, there we go. Now it's starting to do it. My God, I froze up. Everything froze up there for a second. Y'all see me now? I got to look up because DA said look up. I don't see cobwebs like I used to, so that's a good thing. But yeah, dang it, I don't know what's going on. I'm probably going to have to reboot this system or something. Only thing I can think of is ever since these clouds rolled in here, which we're supposed to get freezing rain here in a little bit. Let me try this again. See, now that should be able to still hear me because I mean I completely froze on everything there for a few moments. And turn that back on, see if that's working now. I ain't had this much problem in a long time. AF there, David. Gotta have that AF, baby. Or AM. But I'll try to do a funny video and post it on there, my multi-tool commercial ad. But I'm dead serious on that. That it's something you want to keep with you at all times. Oh well, I'm sorry, guys. Uh, so get back to the Neanderthal thing. Now I got to remember I got so far off topic, man, that I can't even remember where I left off. It's all right though. It's all good. So there's actually several names that I found that First Nations had called them. I don't want to block my camera in case it starts working. See, they are called hairy chest, hairy heart, and naha. And if you actually listen to the descriptions of these creatures, your first thought is they sound like Bigfoot. But the more you listen to them, as far as the height and what they did, sounds very Neanderthal like. Um, so I found that interesting. I never heard of that before because I've always thought, okay, when they talk about something like that, they were talking about Sasquatch. Well, kind of find out I was wrong. So that if you guys get a chance, which I'm going to do some more research on that, on the hairy chest, hairy heart, and aha, because I want to know more. Because from what I was looking here and what I found out so far, man, they are very, very Neanderthal like. And I'm not talking about several thousand years ago. I'm talking about within the last couple of 100 years, they were still talking about these guys right here. I don't know if they still are. I don't know. I have to try to find somebody who's got some connections, and I'm trying to think who I might know who would. But if I can find connections up there in Canada with the Creeks and with all the other First Nations, if they're still seeing sightings of these guys here, yeah, you're right, David. Yeah, buddy. Uh, I want to know, man, because I want to see how not really how far back. I'm kind of interested in how recent their stories of these are. Takes a lot of skill, David. It takes a lot of skill, bud. Um, and that's what. So I'm going to I may end up having to do another Neanderthal show just because the stuff I knew prior, and then the stuff I've learned in the last 4 days. I'm like, man, there is more to this than I realized, and so, man, I mean, that's something for you guys too. If you guys are interested in this stuff, look it up. Hairy chest, hairy heart, and aha. And that was all Creek. I missed one of them, and I couldn't find a video. But what the Shashu? I can't remember the name of that tribe up there in Canada. Shaha, maybe. They had another name for them too, so I've got to get back there and try to look that up again. I brain farted on that one and didn't write it down. I got too immersed in that video that my brain went from, oh, look, crayons, instead of going, hey, use crayon to write note. I was too focused on the crayon. So that's I dropped the ball on that one, you guys. So, but I'll tell you, I'm going to probably go ahead and cut this one because of the internet issues and everything else. If you guys want me to, I can do another show later on Neanderthal. I got to do some more research. I've not figured out what next week's show is. For all the new members since the last time I went live, once again, thank you very much for joining my channel. So I'm going to do my closing here, and this is the poem that I wrote. There comes a time when a warrior falls. They leave this realm and will be missed by all. Raise that glass and keep them in your heart. They have kept this realm safe and performed their part. Look to your veterans, your active duty, your EMTs, and your blue line. What they have all done was walk that fine line. When the demon comes calling on your soul, they will be there to save us all. Hold them in your prayers, for they are deserving. They have all served or are serving. Thanks, David. And everybody, thank you for coming in today. It's always a joy when I get interaction from people on this. And DA, I've always told you, anytime you ever want to hop on with me, you're always most welcome. Your information is phenomenal on what you have. Everybody, go check out DAX Machina on YouTube. Look up Jesus Payon. Look up Freddie's show. Let me get back up to that because I brain farted on his show for a second. Squatch. There's a lot of comments. Hopefully that got caught on the video. If not, I'm going to have to go through if I can still look at my. I lost where it was. Look up Fred Rowe. Um, them guys have a lot of information. They are all three, all them guys. I mean, William Nighthawk, they have information, folks, that if you're looking for something, them guys there are definitely the people to go to. I always promote my books too. I have my books on Amazon. Look up D.A. Roberts on Amazon too. Man has got a gift for writing. So until next week, you guys be blessed. Peace be with you. Thank you for coming in and joining me on the Bizarre and Unknown. I love you guys. Subarctic Squatch. Thank you, DA. I was trying to find that in my notes. I don't know if I kept scrolling past it. Subarctic Squatch. Fred's channel. Y'all catch that. So, peace and love, everybody. Peace and love.